about solutions to climate change, which is really interesting because it's very doom and gloom right now. And so what do you think that college students can do to kind of add to those solutions or be a part of that?
Right. So many opportunities as college students for how you can make an impact on this. And a big part of my message in my talk at West Texas A&M yesterday was about the leverage we have in what we do and in so many facets. Part of it is voting and advocacy and pushing for policies in a certain direction. Part of it is the choices we make in what we buy and what we do. But as college students especially, you're choosing what career you're heading into, and there's been unprecedented growth in clean energy opportunities, environmental-oriented opportunities in climate, some of it coming from traditional oil and gas companies, some of it coming from new startups, some of it coming from companies in all arenas that are prioritizing what's sometimes called ESG, environment, social, and governance. And so you see this heightened priority and only being accelerated by recent bills that have been passed by Congress. So across fields, whether it's engineers going into ways that they're engineering solutions for it, whether it's social scientists finding ways to get more adoption and more economically viable options, whether it's in the humanities and the writing and the spreading the need for this. I think the sky's the limit of the opportunities of what students can be doing.
And for those who might not know, what exactly is clean energy?
Yeah, so clean energy, the big thing that we need to do from a climate perspective is to move to energy sources that don't put more carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the air. And the vast majority of carbon dioxide is coming from our burning of fossil fuels. So most importantly, we need to get away from fossil fuels, or there may be a small role for capturing the carbon from fossil fuels. But for the most part, most of the move to clean energy is going to be alternatives to fossil fuels. And there's a debate about what is clean, because clean isn't just a matter of avoiding carbon dioxide emissions. We also need to think about how much water is it consuming, especially a region such as the Texas Panhandle in West Texas, where water is so scarce. We need to think about how are we affecting biodiversity? How are we affecting endangered species? How are we affecting air pollution and water pollution? Are we producing hazardous waste or radioactive waste? So in many ways, clean is a moniker that we need to be careful about calling something clean just because it's low in carbon dioxide. But generally, it's taken to include most of the renewable energy resources, be they wind, be they solar, geothermal, certain types of low-impact hydropower. And I think where there may be some debate is nuclear clean energy. Nuclear is certainly a climate-friendly solution, is certainly one of our best options for reducing carbon dioxide emissions, but does come with its problems with uranium mining and with some of the radioactive waste that we haven't had great ways of disposing of yet. So all of these non-fossil alternatives are typically labeled as clean energy, but I think we all need to be working on making sure that clean energy really is clean and that we bring down the impacts across all facets of the economy and the environment beyond just thinking about climate.
And I know as well, whenever I've researched climate change on the internet, I'm constantly seeing really negative articles about it. It's the first time I've heard of actual solutions to it. Most of the time, it's UN saying 2030 is our limit, it's over, it's done. And so what kind of made you interested in kind of getting away from that kind of talk and into more like, what can we do about it and how can we act?
Right. There's so much doomism out there. There's despair. There's saying, do I really have a future? Is this an extinction level problem? Climate change is real. Climate change is bad. Climate change is being caused by our emissions. Climate change is not going to be the end of civilization. It is not an extinction level threat for humanity. It is going to make a lot of societal challenges worse. It's going to mean stronger and rainier hurricanes. It's going to mean more frequent and more severe droughts. It's going to exacerbate wildfires. It's going to cause a range of problems. But it's not existential threat, and if we slow it down enough, we can't completely stop global warming. We're not going to completely stop our emissions on a dime. The world will warm somewhat more from today, but I'm very hopeful that there are solutions that can slow down the pace of warming so much that it's something that we can adapt to, that we can hold warming below the Paris Agreement 2 degrees Celsius target, and in doing so make for a planet that will be warmer, but the measures that we take to address climate change will make life better, will make air quality and water quality better, will lead to a future that's actually brighter than what we've had in the past in so many ways. I tried to lay out in my book, Confronting Climate Gridlock, solutions of what it will take really across all sectors of technology that are needed, the policies that are needed, and even looking at a global diplomacy perspective. So really a comprehensive take from a United States-focused lens of what's most needed to confront climate gridlock, to get faster action on climate change.
This has been Victoria Fatirigan with the Prairie News.